Good morning, Year 2. How are you doing? Now, yesterday we had a little look at time and we were just reminding ourselves when it was o'clock and when it was past, weren't we? So let's just have a little recap to start with. Which hand is the hour hand? That's right, it's the shorter hand, isn't it? If you can see my little arrow, it's the shorter hand. This is the hour hand, and the hour hand points to the hour that we are on, doesn't it? Or sometimes it goes in between the two. Which one is the minute hand? Yeah, you got it. That's it. It's the longer hand. And that minute hand, it tells us how many minutes past, if it's on this side, or how many minutes to the hour it is, doesn't it? So yesterday we looked, I don't know if you can see my little board here, it's quite small, but we looked at past and o'clock, didn't we? So when it was at the top, it was o'clock, and when it was at the bottom, it was past, wasn't it? So I'm just going to split my clock right down the middle through the 12 and the 6. So when it was at the top, it was o'clock. I've split my clock into 2 halves, haven't I? And that's how I knew the 6 meant it was past. Okay. So today we're going to have a little look at quarter past and quarter to, but I'm just going to leave that there a second and just see if you can spot what happens to the hour hand as I change from 1 o'clock to 1:30. What happened? That's right. Did you spot that the hour hand moved? And it's moved about halfway between the 1 and the 2, hasn't it? So we know that even though it's halfway between, it's not 2 o'clock yet because it's not got to the 2. So it's 1:30. Right, I'm going to move that back and let's go back to our clock. Now, the first thing we need to do is we need to divide our circle or our clock into 4 parts. When we divide something into 4 parts, what's it called? That's right, it's called quarters, isn't it? So we've got half already, so I'm going to share those. Now I'm going to draw a straight line between the 9 and the 3. And can you see how we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts? We've got 4 quarters, haven't we? Now, the ones on this, anything on this side of the clock, we say it's past, don't we? And anything on this side of the clock we call to. Okay, we say it's to the hour or past the hour. Okay, so we're looking here. How far, if this minute hand, or maybe I can change colour and make it easier. I'm going to pop it in pink. If my minute hand has moved from here all the way to here, how far has it travelled? Can you see? Whoop. How far has it travelled? Let's have a little look. Just look at our shapes again. So we've got 1/4, 2 quarters, which is the same as 1/2, isn't it? 3 quarters, 4 quarters, or is the whole. So it's travelled 1/4. So it's gone quarter past the hour. Okay. Then when we move to the next quarter, we know that it's travelled halfway around, so it's half past. Okay, and then this last bit, it's gone 3/4 past the hour. But we don't say that. We say that it's only got 1/4 left to go to get to the hour. Okay, I'm going to try and show you on the clock on the screen because I know it's really tricky to see it on my board. So let's just recap that again and then we'll try a couple before you go and have a go. Okay, so it's 1 o'clock at the minute and we're going to travel 1/4 of the way around. Watch that minute hand. Off it goes. It's travelled 1/4. It's travelled to the 3, which means it's now 1/4. And can you see how the little hand, the hour hand, has just moved along to that first little notch, hasn't it? It's moved part way. Okay, let's travel another quarter, shall we? Have we now travelled 2 quarters? And 2 quarters is the same as a half, isn't it? So we've travelled halfway around, which means it's half past. And there we go. That hour hand has popped a little bit closer to the 2. We've now travelled 1, 2, 3 quarters of the way round the clock. But we're not going to say 1:15, are we? Because that sounds silly. We've only got 1 little quarter left to go until it gets to 2 o'clock. So now we say it's 1:45, and it's 1:45 in this case. Okay, should we have a little play and see if you can do it? Right, I'm going to reset the time. Let's have a go. Let's see if you can tell me what this is. Okay, we'll start with an easy one. What is the time? What's the time, Mr. Wolf? That's right. The hand's at the top, so it's o'clock. And the hour hand's pointing to the 3, so it must be 3 o'clock. Fantastic. Okay. Ooh, the hour hand's moved a little bit, but it's not got to the next number. And the minute hand has travelled 1/4 of the way around. So it's now 3:15. Brilliant. Okay, we're going another quarter. Now we've taken, and it's the big hand's at the bottom, isn't it? So which means when it's at the 6, it's 1/2. So it's 1/2. Now, is it 3:30 or 4:30? Let's have a little look. Okay, is the hand after the 4? No, it's before the 4, isn't it? It's just after the 3. It's halfway between the 2, which means it's 3:30. Okay, are you ready? Let's add some more time on. Hey, it's 3/4 No? Is that not right? No, you're right. It's not 3/4. It's 1:45 because we have 1/4 of the hour left, haven't we, until we get to 4 o'clock. So it's 1:45, and this one is almost at the 4. So when we say 2 something, we go to the next number. So it's 4:45. And then once we've been all the way around, we've got ourselves to 4 o'clock. Okay, ready? What's the time? That's it. It's pointing to the 3. We've travelled 1/4 of the way. It's 1/4. 1/4 what? Oh, 6. Well spotted. Okay. And now what's the time? Ah, yes. The hand is at the 9, which means we've only got 1/4 of the way to travel, which means it must be 1:45. Let's look at the hour hand. So it was at the 6, but it's heading towards the 7, isn't it? So it's 7:45. Brilliant. Let's have another go. Ooh, tricky. This one, we're still at the 9, aren't we? Which means we only have 1/4 of the way to travel. So it's 1:45, and the hour hand is heading towards the 9, isn't it? It's almost there, which means it must be 9:15. Brilliant. We're at the 3 again, which means that minute hand, which started at the top, has travelled 1/4 of the way around the clock, which means it must be 1/4. Now, where's the hour hand going? That's it. It's just after the 10. So it must be 10:15. Okay, I'm going to leave that with you. I'd like you to have a little go. See how you get on. And if you struggle, just let me know. Have a great day.